What's going on, guys? Welcome back to From the Red Carpet. On today's episode, we got a lot of Marvel news for you, some exciting horror stuff, like Charlotte Flair in a horror film, and a big update for Friday the 13th. So stick around, and we'll dive right in. The Fantastic Four has added yet another cast member. So far, the cast of the Fantastic Four is as follows. Pedro Pascal as Reed, Vanessa Kirby as Sue, Joseph Quinn as Johnny, Ebon Moss-Bachrach as Ben, Julia Garner as Silver Surfer, Ralph Ineson as Galactus, and then you have both John Malkovich and Paul Walter Hauser in unknown roles. Already, it's pretty stacked. Then there is the Doctor Doom news with either Cillian Murphy, Ben Affleck, or Mads Mikkelsen in the running for the villain. In addition to all this, Natasha Lyonne has just been added on in yet another unknown role. Who could she possibly be? With the alternate 1960s retro-futuristic vibe of the movie, I just can't wait to see it. This one's due out on July 25th, 2025. Shang-Chi 2 is on the way. So the sequel to Shang-Chi will bring back Simu Liu as Shang-Chi and Awkwafina as Katie. The filming for this one will begin next March and last until July. The plot is still a bit unclear, but Shang-Chi will have 2 new outfits in the sequel. Also, the 10 Rings will give him a new power. It's also being said that Agents of Atlas will make an appearance in the film, which is a team that's comprised of Shang-Chi, Katie, Iron Fist, Arrow, Wave, White Fox, and Swordmaster. It's unclear if Finn Jones, who played Iron Fist in the Defenders series, is returning, but seeing as to how Charlie Cox came back to play Daredevil, I would say it's pretty likely. And there's no release date for this one at this time. Speaking of Daredevil, we have an update for some new Disney Plus series. First, let me talk about a new change that Kevin Feige just unveiled. Marvel Studios has revived an old label called Marvel Television, which will be used to put out all the live-action Disney Plus series. The change will take effect starting with 3 shows: Agatha All Along, Daredevil Born Again, and Ironheart. Yep, I said Agatha All Along. This series went through yet another name change. First, it was House of Harkness, and then Coven of Chaos. After that, Darkhold Diaries, and even more recently, The Lying Witch with Great Wardrobe. The last one obviously playing off the Chronicles of Narnia. Anyway, as of now, these are all just believed to be episode titles rather than the series name. And I guess they're sticking with Agatha All Along. I really hope they use that theme song for the opening credits music. Catherine Hahn will return as Agatha Harkness, who gets broken out of Westview by a coven of witches. The series will also have Aubrey Plaza playing Rio Vidal, an Earth Witch, and an older version of Billy Maximoff played by Joe Locke. The first 2 episodes of the series will debut on September 18th. Here, we have a new logo for Daredevil Born Again, which is due out March 2025. The series will bring back Charlie Cox as Daredevil, and also Wilson Bethel as his arch-nemesis, Bullseye. Ironheart will debut sometime in 2025, and will star Dominique Thorne back as Riri Williams, following the events of Wakanda Forever. Also in the series will be Anthony Ramos, who will be playing the Hood, a magical villain believed to be working for Mephisto. With that being said, let's talk about some Marvel projects that just got flushed down the toilet. Captain Marvel 3 and Ant-Man 4 have both been cancelled due to Marvel Studios just assuming they will both flop in the box office. This is also the case with Eternals 2. So if you were looking forward to any of those, I wouldn't hold your breath. Captain America Brave New World will tie directly into Avengers 5. So all we knew about Avengers 5 after the whole Jonathan Majors thing was that the movie would introduce a new Avengers team led by Sam Wilson. Were they still going to be fighting the Council of Kangs? Marvel was pointing to yes, but with Kang being recast, possibly as Coleman Domingo. I mean, he wasn't really confirmed, but he was the top choice for a long while. Anyway, the film's plot is now said to also tie into Brave New World, and the film will have a huge government presence. So the Kang plot is still happening, but he's not the main focus. The film will have 2 different villains. A multiversal threat, which will be Kang, and then a street-level threat, who I'm guessing might be Kingpin. I can't honestly say that's a good idea at all, and I'm still a little upset about the whole Jonathan Majors thing. I think they should have just kept him. Anyway, in A Brave New World, Sam Wilson will be building a new Avengers team consisting of himself, Falcon, Hulk, and Shuri. Recently, Brave New World did some reshoots, and now, obviously, it's to tie it in closer to Avengers 5. We have an update for Nova. As of now, Nova, which was a special presentation for Disney Plus and even a movie at one point, will now just be another addition to Marvel Television, the sub-brand of Marvel showcasing live-action series. Anyway, the series will focus on the second Nova, Sam Alexander, and will lead into the Young Avengers project that will also feature Kate Bishop, Cassie Lang, and Kamala Khan. It's also being said that Richard Rider, the first Nova, will make an appearance in some fashion. Maybe they'll talk about Xandar or how Thanos attacked it to steal the Power Stone, that one scene we never got to see in Infinity War. And originally, that was going to be Nova's origin story, but they never ended up going that route. But as far as this one goes, that's all I know at the moment. Nova is now a series on Disney+. Speaking of series on Disney+, Hawkeye is getting another season. The second season of Hawkeye was recently greenlit with Haley Steinfeld returning as Kate Bishop and Jeremy Renner back as Clint Barton. The series will be loosely based off the Raid arc in the comics, where Clint and Kate are stuck in one location. And Clint's brother Barney will have a big role, but there's no other information at this time. The Spider-Man Noir movie is still happening. So, despite Sony closing the door on its Spider-Verse due to pretty much every live-action movie except for Venom failing, they're still going forward with the live-action Spider-Man Noir film. This is set to star Nicolas Cage, who also voiced the character in the Miles Morales Spider-Verse animated films. The plot of the series is about an aging down-on-his-luck private investigator in 1930s New York, who also has to juggle the responsibilities of being Spider-Man. There's no release date just yet, but the series will be on Amazon Prime. We have a release date for Batman Caped Crusader. So this animated series is headed to Amazon Prime and will be a grittier version of the 90s animated series, pretty much. It's created by Bruce Timm, who co-created the 90s series. Also, the cast is pretty stacked. We'll see everyone from Harley Quinn to Catwoman to the Riddler. Also, each episode will focus on a different villain, with the last 3 episodes being about Harvey Dent's transformation into Two-Face. The series will release on Amazon Prime on August 1st. The Mortal Kombat sequel has a release date. So the sequel to Mortal Kombat 2021 is in production and will bring back the original cast, as well as introduce us to some new characters. Among these new additions are Adeline Rudolph as Katana, Tati Gabriel as Jade, Anna Thu Nguyen as Sindel, Desmond Chime as King Jared, Damon Harriman as Quan Chi, Martin Ford as Shao Kahn, and of course Karl Urban as Johnny Cage. This one's going to be even bigger than the first film and will actually feature the tournament. I still have to say I'm mostly looking forward to Joe Taslim's return as Noob Saibot. This one's due out on October 24th, 2025. There's a new indie horror film on the way. Freddie Rodriguez and Charlotte Flair are set to star in You Lose, You Die, which will be written and directed by Carlos Suarez. The film will follow a sociopathic tech expert named Mr. Fantastic, played by Rodriguez, who runs a show on the dark web alongside Mrs. Perfect, played by Charlotte Flair, and a guy named Mr. Creep, played by Anthony Alvarez. On the show, viewers vote on games and challenges that prisoners have to participate in. If the prisoner loses, the viewer then votes on what weapon they want the tech experts to kill them with. There isn't a release date for this one just yet, but Charlotte Flair in a horror movie? That's crazy. We also have a release date for 28 Years Later. So, the third film in the trilogy, which will star Aaron Taylor Johnson, Jodie Comer, and Ralph Fiennes, will take place obviously 28 years after the first film. The plot, however, is still under wraps. But the film will hit theaters on June 20th, 2025. Lastly, there's another Friday the 13th update. So after that wishy-washy news of the Crystal Lake series being cancelled and then not being cancelled, now we have this. The Crystal Lake series is looking for a new showrunner, so it may be a while before we hear any other news on that. But it's being reported that Horror Incorporated has launched a new platform called Jason Universe. What's that? Well, it's a platform that will feature different medias related to the Friday the 13th franchise. In an interview with IGN, Horror Incorporated said that there will be entertainment, games, immersive experiences, and merchandise. So they don't really say anything else about the Crystal Lake series at all. Sherry Kahn, the global GM for Horror Incorporated, went on to say that they can't wait to introduce new Jason activations to the amazing fans. What the hell does that mean? Jason Universe activations? I have no idea. But this is some sort of Jason universe consisting of different Jason media, I guess. I'm not really sure. Alright, guys, well, that does it for this episode of From the Red Carpet. If you enjoyed the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Also, stop on by my other channel, Chris Hollywood Productions, and subscribe for full seasons of October Horror Fest and some other series that I've done. And join my Patreon where I do exclusive movie commentaries and reviews. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.